my house, it's a big park, but it's a park now. But it used to be like a garbage dump at some point back in time. So I think the rats are just infiltrated the area.
You're gonna get the hantavirus.
Huh?
You're gonna get the hantavirus.
Oh my god! So they peed all over the turf, and my mom and I were just like, I can't stand the smell. This is so unsanitary.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's like, yeah, the grass is not renewing itself. And my dogs are going out and laying on it. You know, I don't want that shit inside.
Yeah, gross.
I don't want my dogs getting sick either. So I pulled it all up. And then today he's been laying down like topsoil mixed with manure and grass seed. So I gotta wait for it to grow. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's a whole thing.
Well, the squirrels kept eating all my seeds for my flowers, so I got a slingshot and like these little plastic beans, and sure enough, after like a couple of days, they're just like terrified of me. As soon as they see me, they run for their lives.
Oh. You're slingshotting the squirrels?
Yeah, but not with like, not to kill them, just to like shock them and scare them.
I know, but that's dangerous.
Yeah, but it's amazing. They're like so indignant. Like they have pride and honor. Like they walk away with like, you know, an attitude. Like, how dare you fuck with me? I'm a squirrel.
There was a raccoon that got in my yard last weekend. I was out of town. I went to, you've heard of Coachella, right?
Yeah.
So the weekend following Coachella, there's another music festival called Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Which, like, there's some country music, singers, but not all of them. Like, Pitbull was playing, and like some 90s hip-hop, Third Eye Blind, like, it was kind of eclectic.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to that. And I was down there. Have you been to Palm Springs?
No, I never went.
Oh. It's straight up desert.
Yeah.
It was super hot, which I like, dry heat. And then, but the afternoons, the wind, like, picked up. Like, it felt like there was going to be a tornado or something. So, the concert festival was 3 days long.
Mm-hmm.
And on day 2, at like 8:30 at night, all the stage screens went bright red and said, immediate evacuation. I was like, what? Oh my god, no way. So, yeah, so then I was like, what? And I wasn't that concerned for the weather. I mean, the weather was turning, the winds were really strong. But I was more, all of a sudden it just changed to like thousands of people trying to like scramble for these exits. And like, you can't walk, you can't run because there's too many people. And you can't walk any faster than the person is in front of you.
Uh-huh.
And all those people. So that was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because it probably took me like 15 minutes just to get out to the exit. You know?
Yeah, stampedes must be scary. Imagine being in a stampede.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt like, and everybody was calm because the winds weren't that strong yet, but I felt like it could definitely like turn in a second with people getting crazy. So I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know if I'll go again. It was super expensive. Everything, like the flights. I happened to get a cheap flight. But then, like hotels, and then I had to buy shuttle pass, and then the concert tickets. Like the concert tickets, for a 3-day pass, it's $100. The shuttle, they charge you $130. But they have different shuttle stops, and you still gotta get an Uber to the shuttle stop for the pickup. So right there, that's another $20-$30. each way, right? So it was super expensive weekend. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't have that much fun. It was okay. And then Sunday ended up like
Wait, did you
not
see
making it to the
Bieber?
concert.
Did you see Bieber?
What?
Did you see Bieber perform?
No, that was at Coachella. This was Stagecoach.
Oh, you went to Stagecoach. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Coachella's like not good. I'm not going to that. Way too many people. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was just so many people. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever been around a crowd like that cannot get out of.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little intimidating.
I know, you really have to like do deep breathing and just like stay calm.
Yeah. It's like literally I'm like, how do you get out? Like people are walking, but what if it was a shooting? Like you cannot get out. You cannot get out quickly. I'm like at one point
I read horrible things about Seattle. Seattle has like horrible crime. It's just like as bad as Chicago.
Yeah. It does. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
It's very dangerous there.
It is. It is. And then here in California, the one thing that's good about a country festival is that you have more like Republicans out there, right?
That's what you think.
So,
that's what you think.
But that's what you think. That's what you think.
That's what you think. It's like 80% of the girls there are all hardcore liberals, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. Yeah,
For sure.
Especially because it's still in California, right? So, yeah. I was like, oh. I mean, for the people that I met, everyone was like really cool, like chill, like kind of laid back. But yeah, I think like Coachella's like way worse.
Yeah.
Coachella's like everyone's on fucking drugs, and like didn't they one guy last year who was holding up like he came from the UK, one of the singers, and he pulled out a Palestinian flag on stage. Yeah. Shit like that. So, yeah. The thing about it was, it's like, you're not even that close to the stage. You're basically watching everything on the screen, So, it was, and like, there's just so many people, you like, literally, you're not holding on to your friends. You're gonna get lost. You literally can't find anybody. You get lost. It's just like, so I felt like half of the stuff that was there, I didn't even see. Like, there were apparently 4 stages. I don't even know what 2 were. Like, I saw 2 of them. And there were a bunch of, like, booths around. But you really couldn't get to it. You go wander off, like, you're gonna lose your friends. Which is not the worst, but it's like, the whole
so I think they like travel and stuff.
Oh yeah. Is she gonna have a kid? You think?
No, she can't have a kid like that. He's probably had a vasectomy, and she probably can't have a kid. And why would they have a kid? He already has 3 kids. He doesn't want any more kids. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my friend has had a kid with her husband, who's he has two older kids, like in I think in high school, and she's his second wife. They don't want a kid, so they just have a baby.
Well, you could move here, and we can have a baby here if you want to have a baby.
A baby. Everybody wants a baby. Mama had a baby. You had a baby? A baby, mommy. A baby.
Well, that sounds like your mom was doing.
What?
I guess that's what your mom was doing. She's having a child too. All my kids should have a baby.
My mom was probably just like,
I don't want any grandkids. I don't even want to think about it.
Really?
yeah,
Think
probably.
so?
Probably, yeah.
No. You think so?
It's 2026. I'm 43. My sister's like 45. Like,
I know,
it's.
but you might marry like some 25.
I doubt it. These people are so fucking brainwashed nowadays. I don't think I'm compatible with anyone. What was that? You must have sweat. I know you sweat profusely, so your microphone is filled with sweat molecules. Can't hear you. But look at the link I texted you if you want to come to Chicago if you're not traveling. It's a good concert. I'm going to that. I can't hear you, Daniela. Your sweat molecules have filled up your microphone. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
this Lewis bullshit. You think Anthony was better?
Yeah.
Well, I disagree with you on that, and I hope that's okay. And I don't want you to mistake that for defiance. It's just a difference of opinion. Okay? Don't be threatened by that. Okay.
Up to you.
Um,
Keep going.
Is that a green light?
A green light for what?
Fuck you, keep going is the green light. For anything. I don't know. Like,
What other movies are there?
Kat, is that what you're really asking right now? What other movies are there? Is that what you're asking?
Well, you said.
You're a bit confused right now, I think.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're so confused. You don't know where you are, what you're doing.
Don't tell me what I am.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant. Oh, well, that's ignorant. You know what? People say I touched all those kids. But that's bad. Who's the guy that's the journalist, like Bashar or something? Like I don't know why Michael Jackson did that.
My object
So
supply, I keep it in my mind.
I have a lot of like.
A needle made of light.
Light identical hashes across machine. Languages and runtimes. If not, where does non-determinism enter? The key question for me. Are they building a doctrine engine or not a great runtime? Right now, Vito's system sounds closer to doctrine engine. Arthur's system sounds closer to runtime because it admitted where the current implementation breaks.
The case is
That's
cold
enough.
but clear. I waited long enough. So let it come around. Let the girl I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything. To make the punishment fit the crime.
Their royals are still, blood to that land, and they dictate what happens. The royals want to be a more progressive style of government there. I mean, we still with their conservative values, of course, but they're not progressive is the wrong word. They just want to be more of be a mirage.
I kept the final clue like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the gable kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything. To make the punishment fit the crime. object all sublime, I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden sea, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I waited long enough here. So let it come around, let the gavel kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. You wore the borrowed face, you left no kind of grace. But every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the gavel kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. And if I'm wrong, but I have held on long to the shape of what was lost, to the price, to the cost, to make the punishment fit the my object all sublime, I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden seam, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Together kiss the ground. shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face, you left no kind of grace, but every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the gate kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crowd. Fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd. Fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I have held on to the shape of what was lost to the promise, to the promise, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. I trace the line, I pay my dues, I keep my face by the mirror's edge. I learn the taste of every pledge, and when the night comes down, I hear it in my bones, a careful kind of vow, a weight I own. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. I trace the line, I pay my dues, I keep my face by the mirror's edge. I learn the taste of every pledge, and when the night comes down, I hear it in my bones, a careful count. sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden seam. I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Let the cattle kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. Make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face. You left no kind of grace. But every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around. Let the gate kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. Make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. And I know, that I have held on to the shape of what was lost, to the price, to the cost, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. My object all sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden seam. I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Let the cattle kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the glitter kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crowd. Fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd. Fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I have held on to the shape of what's lost to the promise, to the cause, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. My object all sublime, I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, thread into the night. I mark the hidden steam, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear, I've waited long enough here. So let it come around, let the devil kiss the ground. I want the scales to sting on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face, you left no kind of grace, but every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the glitter kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd, to make the punishment fit the crowd, fit the crowd. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time. sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I marked the hidden seam, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Let the devil kiss the ground. I want the scales to sting on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face, you left no kind of grace, but every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the candle kiss the ground. I want the scales to stream on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime. My object all sublime.
Okay, Vera, what about the H? What is H would be stained?
It was supposed to be teeth. Typo.
Oh,
I didn't
teeth
realize.
would be stained.
Oh,
Okay,
well
that makes
done.
much more sense. No, I had to ask. And mine would should have been he'd be sleeping with the birds in Central Park.
Typos. We gotta be better.
Right. It affects the joke.
Yes. You see it a little bit? Sam?
What's the root code again?
Well, don't. Are you on the main screen or main screen?
I get back on this main screen.
Oh, okay. Wait. Well, it's if you already returned to the main screen. Like, if you're on the game summary page, the host can just click a button to restart a new game with the same players. But now we just have to go to the main screen and start a new game. So the new code is 1366.
Maybe I can get some more players because I'm tapping out, I think. I'll see y'all later.
Okay, thank you, Myra.
Bye.
Play a little more. Let's go for it. Teach Sam a little more about it, you know? Sure. You got it. No, you know it. You got the gist of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, the hemorrhaging's got to stop at some point. I mean, Americans, we're going into the summertime period. I mean, we all, but
Oh, you were last to submit your question for me last time. What a bitch. You
something that I don't necessarily completely disagree with. To kind of, we just have to show that, how bad the Democrats are. And in doing that, we got a guy, how bad the Democrats are. And
Is how do you know I don't hold to that?
By asking, do you?
That's really in the Koine Greek. That's not how that.
Okay.
That
Yeah, and my answer is sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't.
It's a very much an oversimplified translation of the verse in the Koine Greek. It's actually jawbone, not cheek, right? And the turning is an inward turning to self-reflection, right? And the idea is that in the more correct translation of that verse from the Koine Greek is if someone backhands you across the jaw, which was considered to be an extreme insult, right? Do not adopt a militant stance against that person. Turn inward and think about the situation.
Right, I get it.
Plan your events carefully. That's the point.
Yes, exactly.
I know, I get it. I'm just trying
Was
to
there
speak
any
as
truth
much
there?
as
Was there any truth in that insult? Is there some, you can take away some learning
I don't know.
Did you learn something about this person on their reaction to you?
Right, so Steve,
I'll take a second example. I don't want to go down a whole list, but I will
Yeah,
take a second example.
So you call it meditation. We'll say prayer, right? When you don't, someone treats you bad or they're an enemy of yours, whatever, you're not going to meditate on their better good. Not saying you specific, but what I'm saying is there's not a standard where you have to meditate and say,
hopefully they are still blessed. Hopefully they are still, the good comes out. You're going to still hold grudges because you don't have to forgive. You can stay unforgiven if you want. There's no standard.
Why are you thinking constantly about this?
Because the reason I'm saying this is by objective morality,
We can independently come to those preferences through reason.
Yeah, through reason. Yeah, I get it. You can sit down for a minute and think about, should I forgive or not? I get it.
Meek, if you keep saying atheism have a standard, that's right. The only thing atheism has is not everybody's reaction to their environment, whether they get insulted or whether they get strike the master chord. Their reaction is based on that individual. Same with you, right? You're saying you have an objective morality. No. If you're saying it's objective because God gave it to you, that is subjective upon the mind of God. You are even following your subjective morality. So you got to understand that.
Sure, but our paradigm is God is not subjective. God is objective.
Conclusion come to by religious freedom.
Okay, y'all everywhere.
No, we're not everywhere.
So, y'all are.
No, Meek, no. You said God is not subjective, right? God is a thinking agent, yes or no?
Sure.
Great. So anything coming from the mind of God is subjective to that mind of God. Now, a Christian
Can I respond to that?
A Christian may make it their objective goal to follow those rules, but that doesn't make the rules objective. You understand the difference?
Okay,
Yeah, I use an example of I'm a nerd about zoning and land use, right? And they say that in order for a land use ordinance to be valid, it needs to have clear and objective standards, right? The actual law in and of itself is subjective to the place and time and goals of the jurisdiction that puts it in place. The objective standard is that those standards are set and applied to all situations in the same manner. That's what it is, but it doesn't make the ordinance in and of itself objective and universally true and mind independent.
I got that's a subjective opinion. And look, because I didn't just want to leave, but y'all saying so much, it's hard to respond to everything. But look, I love y'all. I wish the best for all of y'all. And just keep on striving for truth. Keep on.
You don't love me. You don't know me. Why do they do that?
Because Christians are supposed to love everybody in the vision of God, even those you hate.
I think Mick's pretty alright. I don't mind Mick one bit. He's kind of funny a little bit.
He sounds okay to me.
He's okay, but I really, people start calling other people emotional. That tells me that they're doubting themselves and they're getting dug on a position when they really say stopping thinking about it.
Yeah, when he accuses me of being like all other atheists, that's where I just he loses me. I know plenty of atheists that don't want to be like me.
She's adorable.
Thank you.
Right, though that I also hold Christians to a higher standard. In fact, whenever I'm on a criminal jury, I always if I know that the guy is a Christian, I just another 10 years on the set.
So in other
what?
This is Steve Fox humor.
Oh, okay. I was like, really? That's unfair.
Alright, slacker. I at least give him.
Yeah. So Deepak does not fulfill his vow under penalty of perjury and lies to the court by saying he'll judge the evidence on the.
Oh, I mean, the guilty
or not guilty, it's still based on the evidence, but the punishment is based on like whether their religious beliefs.
Yeah, and I seriously doubt that religion, whether or not the defendant is a Christian, is ever mentioned once during the trial.
You do know it's a joke, right, Steve?
Of course I know it's a joke. Of course.
Hey, Cora, glad to see you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I've been finally getting out and swimming, and stuff, and getting a little more exercise.
This may not mean much to you, but we put you on our prayer list for church. I know you're not a religious person, but we stuck you in anyway.
Yeah, Cora, glad you're feeling.
I hope you're feeling okay.
Thank you.
And the World Strike Assembly has added in the control for a number of our experiments. Also,
Awesome, Deepak. Yeah. Well, I'm going to sign off for a while and take my dog for a walk, but it's been lovely, guys.
Adios.
let's say, Hey, what's up, Jacob? Hello. What's up?
Where's Coral?
Just said she took off. She's been on here today.
Look at that profile picture.
That's a female.
That's a man. I'm
What the fuck?
It's trans.
and you
Trans
don't
woman
believe in
Andrew.
God because
He's transitioning for God. And Kitty's a nun now.
Oh, no way. You serious? Or are you pulling a Deepak on us?
Well, just by her profile. Her PTR.
so why is it that these think that notorious like murderers?
Because we're heathens. We're evil. We're the enemy.
Like what is it? Like what's going on? You think in a theist psyche that most of the time I'm hearing this, and I think this lack of reflection.
Actually, you got it reversed. Most serial killers and people that kill people that they don't know say they're doing it in the name of God.
Oh, shit. I thought.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't recall. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I can't recall anybody killing a bunch of anonymous people in the name of atheism.
Allah Akbar! Now I kill you!
Yeah, that's true. It's a
Damn you in the name of Jesus.
Jesus. But there's also like a self-righteous high horse riding comparison going on, like within the theistic circles. My morality is better than his morality because my God is better than his God.
Well, that's a cop-out. See, if whoever's saying that really wanted to put it to the test, they should take one moral and see how the two people feel about it, and then they can decide which one is more moral. Rather than saying my God versus your God, you say my morality on this issue is better than your morality on this issue. That's the way you really want it.
Yeah, but like, for situations where, like, sometimes Andrew posits the most grotesque scenarios, like necrophilia followed by some rape followed by, and I know it's done for like emphasis, right? The theatrics is added on, so like, to see what like how an objective, I mean how an atheist sets their metric, right?
Oh, well, allow me to give you an example. I could make a very convincing argument that the highest form of morality is a right to life. Very few people would argue that the highest form of morality is a right to life. Therefore, question, is it okay to kill? And if it's okay to kill, when is it okay to kill? Then listen to what each person says, and then you can find out whose morality is better. You know?
Yeah, agreed. Existence is the highest worship.
Yeah. I guess why do you always gotta throw those like little mysticisms?
Good Lord, look how I'm getting political. Now close your eyes. Take a walk by the lake.
I think those are deepities. When we think about it for a minute. This just shows like how widespread moral disagreement is, right? Because you guys think that like whatever right to life is the highest moral like good, but Nargis thinks that like apple cushioning and like sperm heel support is like the most moral thing. Oh, she's left. Shit, this joke doesn't land. Damn it. Yeah.
Right here, loser.
He's here. Oh, that's whoa, who is that? Ew.
Who do you think? Who do you think? It's your baby, Bubba.
It's my baby Bubba. He looks like a moose. Depicting some old black lady from their healthcare.
Hello. You see the irony in that, Deepak?
I actually think the highest moral good is making sure that the capitalist economy flows smoothly. So no, he's been gone to. I don't really know if I'm interested in me.
Ce qu'il faut bien savoir également, c'est que pour ce qui me concerne personnellement, j'ai attendu 2 années, ainsi que M. Chalet, pour pouvoir réaliser cette opération. M. Kasky, quant à lui, a attendu 5 années pour pouvoir réaliser cette opération. Par conséquent, je pense que les forces de police peuvent attendre quelques minutes, quelques heures.
À quelques centimètres de nous, une balle a fracassé l'objectif de la caméra de la BBC.
Your voices also matter, right? Like in perceptions of one debate, but you got to really track the arguments and
The thing is, it's the exact same because they even stayed on the old Kalam, right? I think probably maybe Greg would have requested that because he doesn't know results about that. And it's not as much as Mapas about the new causal infinity stuff. So they didn't do that.
But I thought he has his whole inductive argument and all that, right?
But the thing is, when you push and push, it comes down to out of nothing, nothing comes. What it ends up in, because he tries to say it's like a metaphysical premises or whatever. Because if you say it's induction, it can be attacked like, oh, what's your sample? Have you left something out? So eventually, he wants to just say that it's just something that makes sense, out of nothing, nothing comes.
Yeah, but I think actually examining the strength of that induction could be a productive discussion, right? Like,
yeah, they didn't even do too much of that, but it has been done before. I think it just ends up like maybe it's a draw, maybe no one's winning. I don't know, but he likes to have that in his back pocket because he even confessed that initially when he started running the argument, he didn't used to defend the first premise. He just say, well, this looks obvious, if you want to challenge it, and want to look stupid, how about it, like this, he says, well, anyone who disagrees with this quit doing serious metaphysics, something like that. I think that's even in a quote from one of his books that later he tries to.
If that's the story, right, then that actually says it's a good sign for something like a debate. Like maybe if it's been through like debate that he's been forced to actually think about like what really his reasons are for premise one, rather than just saying, oh, it's obvious. I feel that at least he's made some progress, right? Like,
yeah, but the layers he puts on it, once you push and push, he ends up still saying, well, it's been backed by out of nothing, nothing comes. Which is like, and then he will say that that's just intuitive. It's intuitive to me. And then my boss says, oh, what if someone else has the opposite intuition? I say, no. Then when you got to change them to this intuition, you're like, don't listen to it, don't.
I don't understand how he can go back to that. Like once, if he's saying that his reasons for premise one is inductive, right? Like that's more than just saying out of nothing, nothing comes. He's saying that like something like in every instance of something coming, we always see it being preceded or caused by something else, right? So it's just so now then you can't.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I'm saying then the question turns to like, okay, well, is there like grounds to generalize to something as general as the whole universe? Like just because like every single thing in the universe has a cause, does that warrant generalizing to the universe as a whole? And I don't see how you can go like if that's okay. Yeah, I guess if
the thing, they didn't talk about that one too much. I think maybe there's some kind of weakness about it that's not coming to me, but he has like 3 defenses or something like that, where that inductive thing is just one of it. The other one is just like metaphysical arguments, but that is the one that boils out down to saying out of nothing, nothing comes. And that's the one they talked about. They didn't even debate like, oh, can you use induction here? Does it work? They didn't. Try it out before, right? His videos that he did with various levels, various abstractions, where to put the abstractions. Some people have toyed with, oh, like a more restrictive principle that, like whatever begins to exist has a material cause or something like that. Like there's some like more restricted versions of that, which look very obvious. Where if they were true, it wouldn't work for Craig.
That's I think that sort of that is a good class of responses. How many other inductions would then like follow if you allow yourself to.
Yeah, so he would just end up being cherry picking because people would say, why that one and not this one? Why not my one?
You could make some argument like, well, this is the most modest version, right? Like, so even if like each more specific one, you'd have to like have more doubt about, right? And maybe like you could say that okay, the property of materialness is just almost by definition something
data management so simple
internal to the physical universe, right? So it doesn't even make sense to say that like
it
the
feels
universe
like second
has
nature.
a material cause, right?
Evercure.
Like That doesn't necessarily apply to a concept of like just a cause.
He has tried this before, right? I think he probably should have come with this today as well. That's what he did with this guy who used to go by theoretical bullshit, but I've forgotten his actual real name. That they had the debate, and this came up. They went into the induction, and he was saying that I was trying to give reasons why the more generalized principle should be like what we should go with. That why are you like making all these little restrictions? You know, like try to like offer that. Maybe that would have been better because the one he went with ended up. No, I think nothing comes. You know, people have criticized that is just the first premise we worded.
Nothing. I can't do it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, was somebody in there? Oh my god! Hi, Chicago! Happy Mother's
What's that thing that Justin Bradley used to
The dog eats every day, but he wears a collar. Oh.
So that's what they had. It was a face to face. They were like real life in front of each other, and they had like somebody controlling the debate, right? So it was, and then they did it into like 4 sections. So like once they rambled on, it took an hour and a half. So once they rambled on, the next guy. The second premise is where like Mahabhat has written the premises, and they debated all these kind of like counterintuitive.
Is it you having the mental health?
Hey everybody, it's Alderperson Andre Vasquez, 48th Ward. I'm here by a Winchester.
How are you creating news of it? Are you going to create news of the next murder or whatever happened?
You know, all these kind of things, right? They did all of that. They had
A lottery ticket.
All right, chase all the goofy religious people away, except for Michaela. I like Michaela.
Oh shit! I think I was Justin. I was funny. Like I was trying to make a comment, and then like I had my mic open, so I was unmuted. Then I muted myself, and I said my thing. I fucked that up. I was gonna. My thing was like, should we think of intuitions as like a kind of recharacterize them as a kind of feeling? Like when you say that Craig and Matt Pass, they got down to like, well, I don't know if it's Craig. They just got down to like, well, it's just an intuition that I have about it.
Yeah, the philosophers like I've forgotten what the theory is. There'll be an SCP article where they're saying, oh no, intuition doesn't mean like day to day. The way we speak, intuition and feeling might like end up coinciding, but they like to little distinctions and stuff like that, which I've actually forgotten about.
Okay, but I guess like
Getting trained because I'm getting ready to get a couple of pistols. I have a shotgun, and I'm not going to go out like that. If this is what they want to do, they want to take away our rights. They can take away our rights, but they ain't taking away my life without a fight. Period.
And okay, so I was addressing what wasn't true. No one suggested to have an armed insurrection against the government. That was not being argued or being said. So if that was the understanding, I apologize if I wasn't more succinct, because that was never proposed. What I am saying is that yes, Tiffany is right that systemic and any government issues you're supposed to try to fight them civilly. But again, here's also the reality of people. People do also descend into violence because out of repercussions of basically failed or whatever it is. And it's better to be prepared than not prepared, because if you think that I'd feel comfortable surrounded by a bunch of people that have weapons, and I do not know about you, but I sure as hell would not. And I do not encourage black people to solve their problems with violence. But when violence is brought to you, my friend, I highly suggest you respond in St. Baptist.
I think for me, and I'm just gonna say,
Hey, Rob, we're having a conversation. We'll get to that clip in a minute. Right now, let them.
This is a different one. I'm just gonna add on to it. Staying again. So I'll be quiet.
Yeah, let this conversation kind of wear itself out, and then we'll jump to there.
So, Miss Sandra, I want you to always know that I absolutely love you. I back channel you. I do know how isolating it can feel for you. I've had these conversations with other people, and I live in the same world. I think that sometimes, because we live in different parts of the country, sometimes we don't think about what the racial tension feels like, and it is very thick in the South. It is, like literally, you can drive through any neighborhood and you still see Confederate flags everywhere, right? Like literally, at the state capitol, there are always Confederate flags outside the state capitol whenever there's any kind of votes going on because, we are a red state. They very much could care less about the rights of black people than us here, and it's wild. Um, Wild to think about, right? Like even, I'm sure y'all heard Marsha Blackburn is crazy as a dodo bird, and but the same white people that sit next to you at work voted her into office, and she's been very clear. She was the one that originally called Bill Lee about redoing the maps, right? So the things we're going through are very systematic. I am at work every single day. I'm paying attention to how these political issues make it to the workplace. And when I tell you, it will not be the way that we think it is. It's not going to just be one day that there is this like uprising and that we will get to, you know, go to war as we believe we will. It is to the point where think about all the people that lost their jobs earlier this year. In addition to losing their jobs, they've also been cutting all the social safety nets that would support people who've lost their jobs. It is one of those things where they they are slicing in a way that it's hard. It's so difficult to explain it. I think a attorney probably could explain some of the laws that are coming through and some of the presidents. But like literally, when I'm getting briefing from our legal team, it's so deep, and it's just like you can't stop it. It's just like all of these things were like a ripple effect or a domino effect, and I think that we really have to talk to people about how they're going to help and support at the local level, how they're going to try to get their local um, bodies to help stop the bleeding, because it's just not going to be what sometimes people believe with this. We'll just need our guns to protect us.
I agree. And
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying that is the only thing that we can do. I'm just saying because I was raised in a family that didn't believe in God. A family that was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is, march and sign your name on this line. And everybody caught me. I started working at the Michigan Democratic Party when I was 14 years old because my best friend's mother was president of the Lansing, Michigan Department of I'm sorry. And I was stuffing envelopes when I was 14 years old for the Michigan Democratic Party. All I'm saying is, at this point in my life, I want to be protected. I want to be protected. And if that means that I have guns, I want to have guns. Because I'm not just going to let somebody come in here and tell me what they want me to do. I'm not saying that it's going to solve anything, but it's also, they're not going to force anything on me either. And I'm just at a point now where I don't want to fight
I just want to say, Ms. Sandra, real quick, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And you're talking to somebody, you're talking to somebody who actually got shot inside of his car during the social unrest in 2020, the day before Valentine's Day.
And since then, I have not considered, well, I have considered, let me not embellish, getting a firearm. I've been told by my family and friends, yeah, you need to get a firearm, like you need to keep yourself protected. And I just want to say, I'm not targeting anybody specifically on stage who may have said something that I didn't quite agree or resonate with, but it really comes off as disingenuous when you speak from a place of where you're looking at a perspective, or you're looking at a group of people who are talking about equipping themselves with armor with rosy pearl colored eye lenses. And when I say that, I mean it's easy for you to say that when you're not on the receiving end of it. I've even came in here and talked about how I was in another space, and because of a matter of differing opinions with a Trump supporter, you were willing to sacrifice your life and my life and shoot me down like a dog because I said you can't call yourself a Christian because you follow behind MAGA, you follow behind Trump. That's a matter of opinion. I don't see anybody from the left, unfortunately or fortunately, who have threatened anybody's lives that I know of on the app, talking about I'll blow your head off if you don't vote for AOC, or I'll blow your head off if you say anything about my first black president. I have not heard that. So it just comes off disingenuous when we hear certain individuals say, well, you trying to encourage other people to get themselves armored or to equip themselves with guns as if that's going to solve the problem. No, I think it does no one any service if we ignore the fact and we act in a sense of oblivion to believe that we're not living in uncertain times. We are living in uncertain times. I do intend on exercising my right and becoming armored with some form of protection. Not because I'm trigger happy, but we are living in times where so much so people are able to dox you, find you where you're at, and when they say that they're going to shoot you and kill you, they're ready to shoot you and kill you the next day, and they're showing up at your home. So I just want people who may not quite understand where some of us are coming from, where we talk about where we want to become armored, we want to strap ourselves up, be mindful of what type of things we're dealing with, what type of, situations, conversations, arguments, disputes, or whatever have you. Be mindful of what type of slack, or whatever you want to call it, that we're receiving on the opposite end. Because whether anybody wants to agree with it or not, and Ms. Sandra kind of spoke to this, they've been preparing for barbecues like this since the inception of this great country. And they're preparing for the greatest barbecue of all time. Even when the election was going on, they were talking about it being the Civil War. So for those coming on stage or maybe in the chat talking about, hey, there ain't no need to talk about trying to equip yourself with guns. Like guns gonna solve things. It's not about solving anything. We're living in uncertain times. They just said there's gonna be a civil war. We're just preparing for it.
And I just want to clarify something. Sorry, Daryl, I know you want to, Hurricane, I know you want to speak. Okay, just give me a moment. Just in case anyone thinks, well, you're in Canada, so it's not the same situation. I understand at least not right now. I actually can't even say that because I know you guys don't keep up with Canadian politics or what happens here, respectfully. So you don't actually know what it actually is like in Canada. Not to the same extent as the States, I will say, but we do have our own problems. And if you think for any minute that there are not pockets of this country, especially where I am now in Alberta, that are not full of just pure white people and are racist as fuck, I'm going to let you know Canada's not that much evolved and above everyone else, okay? So again, I'm in Alberta. There are places that they would literally, call you out your name in front of you and not feel anyways. But obviously I live in major cities, but I'm not naive or gullible enough to think that nothing would ever happen, considering there are Trump supporters in Canada. Explain that. So if you say that you're in a position where you can and be literally outnumbered, so you don't want to. I'm not going to walk around naive and thinking that I live in this ideal world, ideal country, and nothing will ever happen. Especially as a woman, anything that happens, it happens also to women first immediately. So no, I'm not in any kind of pure safety. So please don't be misunderstood of where I'm coming from, okay?
Yo, now I like to go.
Cass, please go after Daryl. Daryl actually has been holding on. You can go after Daryl, please. Thank you.
And then after that, I guess we'll give Rumbus a chance to play his clip, so and then we can jump back in because it kind of sets everything up.
Okay, so all you know is I live in Texas, and I joined the Texas Army National Guard during the Operation Iraqi Freedom. And I remember one of my colleagues who was working on White House detail when during Barack Obama's second term, I had this bright idea to take my family to D.C. because I just wanted to see the White House because the Obamas were there. Fortuitously, the Smithsonian opened up that same. That was like late September of 2016. While I was there, I had the opportunity to go to a lot of the memorials, but one of the ones every memorial has a bookstore at the bottom of it. So I went down to the Lincoln Memorial and I bought this book called African Americans During the Civil War. It's a great book. I encourage anybody to read it. But one thing that I took out of that book was it was these proud black men. And some of these people were in leadership positions, captains, things that I've never heard of in my life, things that was never in social studies at all. And these were men that some of these people were not far removed from slavery, coming through the transatlantic slave trade that people say never happened. But it did. Okay? This is what I've noticed. What I noticed about the people that were there, these were very proud people. These people were fighting. These people were fighting on the side of the Union to kill, and they were sanctioned to kill any Confederate that stood in their way. Right? So this is what I'm saying. The battle, if there ever was a battle, is not going to be fought by ourselves. We have allies all over this planet. So this idea that 13% of black people on our own is foolish. There is a lot of people, brothers and sisters, that are Christians, Muslims, atheists, that know right from wrong. And if this fight was ever to happen, which I doubt it will, because the Civil War that did happen had the most U.S. casualties in any conflict in U.S. history. That's the Continental Army from like going back to all the Indian Wars from like the 1600s throughout, even to present day. Over nearly 1 million people lost their lives. The second largest conflict of American soldiers that were killed was during the Vietnam War at a mere 80,000. Right? So all I'm saying is, guys, it ain't. Man, there's nothing wrong with you operating with your Second Amendment right. Places like Texas have our council doctrines. I hear what Sandra's saying. I agree. Marlene, look, there's nothing wrong. And then the other gentleman that got shot, we hate that happened to you. Man, get your firearm. I'm not saying that you got to go out there guns a-blazing, but if somebody bring that smoke to you, dead they fucking ass. And don't and be willing to die for what you believe in. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not saying you're some crazy black, disarranged black person that wants violence, choose violence. That's bullshit. What that's saying is, motherfucker, I'm gonna take you and the motherfuckers with me. God damn it. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Look, our ancestors came here to the transatlantic slave trade, and even the indigenous people that are already here for over 10,000 years. All the way up and down from it. When I get down to the Central America and South America, these people were warriors. And you got warrior blood in you too. So pony up. And I will say this, last thing I'm gonna say. Not everybody's built to fight. Even in a modern day military, you have your infantry, what they call your combat arms, and you have your support arms. We need cooks, we need people that can drive, logistics supply, we need medics. Everybody's not gonna be a fighter. So when I hear people say, oh well, I think, we should be some kumbaya, that I can listen to. He's just not a fighter. They just don't see what it takes. There's people right now that have died for, I know some of these people are my battle buddies, have lost their lives fighting for your freedom. For you to speak freely as you are, but don't think for 1 second that there was a lot of black people who have died, and they died for this. They didn't die in vain. These people died for what they believed in. And some of us have forgot our way. I don't know my mic, man. I don't want to over talk, but I hear people want to give up their rights and shit like that and get all scary. Man, come on, man. Quit being a pussy, man. Fight for what you believe in. Die for what you believe in.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Thank you for that. I forgot who was talking. Somebody has Matt Cool blocked. If you have Matt Cool blocked, please unblock Matt Cool, please. Also, hey, everybody, welcome to the 420. Tonight is going to be this discussion because they're saying that we're on our way back to, it's going to have to be one or the other. It can't be Jim Crow and slavery. So we're just going to suss it out. We know what we're talking about here with the gerrymandering, the taking of districts, pushing all black people out of the House in certain states. And then somebody came in the room and said they have a clip. I want to hear that so bad. But unblock Matt Cool because we're going to need his input on this conversation tonight. And we welcome everybody. Listen, let's start out by saying this. We have a different stage tonight, so we're missing a lot of people. There's no dropping anyone out of the room. Try your best not to block. I'm sorry. Let me start over. There's no kicking anyone out of the room. Try your best not to drop people off stage unless they're being quite disrespectful. But other than that, this is going to be a tumultuous discussion. And just because somebody asks you a question, it's not an open invitation to start an argument. I know we can do it tonight, you guys. I know we can do it. So we're going to try to have a good conversation with grown folks and hopefully learn something and maybe have some fun tonight, okay? So welcome. Ping in your enemies. Here we go.
Yeah, Miss, I'd like to say,
It's Lisa. It has an A on the end of it.
I said Miss.
Guys, we promised Ron this was next.
No, they didn't. They promised I was next.
No.
Now, if you wanna
Let him go.
lie about it, it'll make
Here.
I just want him to go over me. Just say you want him to go before I.
Karen, we said we're gonna jump back in. We're gonna play this.
You can let him go. You can let him go.
Let him go. No.
Go ahead. You can go.
Ron, just play the clip. How long is this clip?
Real quick, okay? It's Jim Claiborne.
And everybody check your blacklist and see if they have this man blocked.
It's a quick one.
Drop down to the audience. We'll bring you back up.
Thank you.
Okay, here it is.
Democrat Republicans and their supporters want to make America great again, want to be remaking it in the image of the antebellum era. I just want to be clear. Are you saying you think they will reinstate slavery?
No. They wish to get us back as close to slavery as they can possibly get us to without violating. There's a constitution where they can't do it. Jim Crow. Yes.
Do you think they would reinstitute Jim Crow?
Absolutely. And I think the Supreme Court is well on the way to that. Remember, all of this started with a Supreme Court decision called Dred Scott. That's what defined and laid the foundation for all of this stuff. And then we got the case of Plessy versus Ferguson that established simple and equal.
Well, of course,
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there now. Now, just think about that. Now, I'm gonna play this one thing about Nick Fuentes. He just released this, and he's far right, and he's pretty much trying to articulate his values and people that think like him. And this is even more disturbing. So let's just hear it. This is about what they're willing to sacrifice. Yes, what they're willing to sacrifice in order to have their white nation. Listen.
I think absolutely anybody, especially anybody that wants myself, would prefer that we undergo another great recession or
knows it. So I don't think it's carnage. But I do think it's definitely a push out, put away, a relocation, and it's just going to be a disenfranchisement at the most,
Right.
for sure. But
I
think
guess.
it's carnage.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy that first of all, this is a good thing. I don't know why people are saying slavery is coming back or Jim Crow. These people are insane, fear-mongering people. There's not going to be a civil war between black and white people. White people even think that would be a possibility in today's time, that there's no way for that to happen. There's a lot of factors at play here, right? A black Republican has the seat still. So it's like people are mad about this, but they're not mad when the Democrats have all blue and Republicans have no seats. I don't hear, what's the opposite of Jim Crow? Democracy? What the fuck? Nobody cries when the Democrats do it, but now they're crying Jim Crow. Jim Crow what? In the next 10 years, Jim Crow's coming back. I've been hearing Jim Crow's coming back for years, bro. Where is it? Come on, bro. Y'all need to chill out with this shit. You will see all these states will get better under Republican control. And, you know, we're headed towards good things.
I spoiled it too. I spoiled it with the ending.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You too, brother, Frank? So you support everything, right? Yeah, bro. This is crazy, though. I don't know why y'all fear-mongering. And slaves didn't have a problem with picking cotton. They just were mad they weren't paid for it. Because anybody would happily pick cotton if they're getting paid a lot of money to do that shit, bro. It's not about picking cotton.
Some fucking cotton. Dumb ass.
Is he crazy or is he high?
I can't even take you seriously.
You think slaves had a problem with picking cotton? They had a problem because they weren't paid for it. You think if they were being paid to do this?
You know that I want to see you pick some cotton. I ain't talking about the flag. Talking about you. Let me see you pick some cotton. You dumb fucking bitch. Whatever. Let me see you do it. You tell me how happy. Tell me how happy you are. Picking some fucking cotton. And then when you do it, because I love working in the garden. I love working. Excuse me. I love working in my garden. I love planting my food. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying that's what you said. That's what you said. And I'm just saying I love working in my garden. I love picking my potatoes and my peppers. You let me see you pick some fucking cotton and tell me how much you like it. Tell me how much you like it.
I tried. There's 3 people talking at one time.
But he was talking and she interrupted him.
And then I heard you in the background as well.
I interrupted.
Okay, so be ridiculous on mute though. Helping when you start.
Somebody needs to spank me. I need to spank you.
So let me get this out, you guys, and I'm gonna just say it one last time. This is gonna be a difficult discussion. Everybody's gonna have different opinions, and I don't care. I welcome it. But what we can't do, because everybody in the audience did not come in here to hear people argue, they came in here for the topic of the discussion. So one person at a time. If you want to retort to what that person said, just say, excuse me, I'd like to retort. And that's it. But we have like 4, 5, 6 people offline. I'm telling you, I don't want to drop people, but I will drop you. Okay, so who was talking over, I think it was Cass. Are you responding to Sandra?
He left. He's not even here anymore. Or somebody dropped him.
Okay, don't do that either. I'm not kidding you. You guys just totally disrespect me on a regular. I asked you not to drop people off the stage because I'm not stationary and I can't be bringing people in while I'm trying to drive. Okay? So
I didn't drop it, Lisa. I talked over him, but I did not drop it.
I know you didn't. Okay, you guys, go ahead.
ahead and enjoy the.
There was only 4 mods, and it wasn't Lisa, and it wasn't Sandra, so was it Marlene?
No, it was not me that dropped him. I was having too much fun laughing. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, so go ahead, baby cakes.
Yeah. It wasn't me. But let's just go back. So he that was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
But it really was funny.
No, but hold on, Darren. He did say there was people who, if they were getting paid.
There are people that were getting paid that wouldn't mind. There's people that pick up garbage and pick up trash from the highway.
Let's just go with that, right? But like the fact that the way slavery was instituted, like you think that these people really was doing it, even, and you know how much they were getting paid. Like we were talking about getting paid, like they were not getting paid a living.
My family just sold just made $1 million selling 60 acres.
In 2026.
Yes. Hold on.
Okay, we're talking about.
But you gotta understand it, man. My family immigrated to Tipton County in Covington, Tennessee in 1904. Okay, my great grandfather had over 1,000 acres of land. What I'm saying is, hold on, man. My grandmother, who was 86 years old, picked cotton. And her parents picked cotton too. Like, come on, man. Like, why do we gotta do all this extra stuff? Just because you don't like what he said.
Oh, well, we don't have to. So hold on. Let's just make it clear. I don't think anyone doesn't need people to like what I said. I don't need people to tell me I'm wrong. I just, I think Ms. Lisa's talking about is.
Okay, Omari.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you for a second. How many mods are on the stage?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I just got somebody a second ago.
I know you did. Did somebody leave who was modded?
Yeah, it was a patient.
Wow. Okay, so Cass got kicked out of the room.
Oh.
Okay, so I will start this room all over again and have just 1, 2 mods on the stage. I asked nicely not to do something, and then it got done anyway. So that's crazy as hell. I don't want to have to start the room over because I'm driving, but this is what I gotta do, y'all.
And there's a lack of integrity because there's only 4 mods. Haitian wasn't even a mod at the time. There was you, Lisa, Omari, Sandra, and Marlene. Those are the only mods.
Haitian Hold on. I modded Haitian, so yes, he was a mod before he left. He came up, and I modded
him. Was he
talking
when Cass was talking?
Daryl, you may not know this, but mods can actually see the activity in the room via the keyboard at the bottom. So,
can you see who kicked Cass, you guys? Just tell me. You don't have to make a big deal about it. Just tell me who kicked them.
It doesn't say. The only thing, the last activity I can see was me making Haitian a moderator, and then you also made Reformed a moderator. Those are the last 2 actions.
So he might have just left Lisa, because it would show.
He's in my back channel.
Yeah, you know what? But hold on, Lisa. There's something going on with Zep because no one has met.
No, man. You people are so yellow belly.
Daryl, please, I'm sorry. Daryl, just give us a second because we also don't have the ability to
investigation right now. We're trying to fix this, okay? So give us an opportunity. At least we're doing an effort to fix it. Like Cass is not that important, but I just want to make sure that we don't do this tonight because this is just not fair when I ask.
So one of the things when Matt Cool and I was messaging each other, it kept saying the system is having issues. And none of the mods had him blocked. Not Sandra, because he was able to message everyone.
Yeah, he said he was blocked. Matt Cool said I'm blocked.
I know, but if you could message, like if someone blocks you, you can't message them. That's part of the block features. Like you can't send them a message. So with that being said, my only other logical explanation is that there's something going on with the app. Again, remember the app was down yesterday, if y'all remember.
And it's still messed up. I made sure that I don't have anybody blocked.
Okay, so good. So can we just
Cass
let
is
these
not
people know?
Yeah, we can let them know. Cass is, if he was kicked out, it would show.
It would show in the chat.
Happened to be talking, and no one liked. No one.
And I was the one that had my
just happened to just kick him out.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Stop.
He just happened to get kicked
Well,
out.
Lisa, I'm gonna move down because I had back cool blocks, and if you open a new room, just wait. Give me about 5 minutes before you mind me, Joe.
I can't open up a new room. I'm driving. It's gonna have to be when I get home.
Okay,
Just
but
wait till you get home. Let's wait till
does
you get home.
anybody know if he chatted? Because his chats would be gone too. But if it doesn't show it in the little clipboard, I mean, maybe he can't get in now because somebody has him blocked. But it's also anybody on stage. So tell him to go, because I had to do this. If someone is on, and you can get back to, we can get back to Misa's conversation. If someone just on stage has you blocked, you can't see the room in the hallway. So like I had to go in the house.
Does anyone have a backup account that you can bring in?
No, just tell him to go in the house, click on the room, and then he should be able to get in that way. But it's not going to show up in the hallway.
Oh, okay. So can you tell him? Oh, you're not following Cass, right?
Absolutely not.
No, I said Amari.
Oh.
Yeah, I follow Cass.
Okay, so give him those instructions, babe, so I won't have to break this room down and start all over again. And if you guys are wondering why we're doing all this for Cass, it's really not for Cass. It's out of respect for me. If I asked them to do something, I would just love it if they would just do it. That's it. And you had a room, if you asked somebody to do something, just out of respect for you, I would more than certainly do it, okay? That's what we're just saying. So anywho, let's get it all straightened out so we can get back, because I know some of y'all gonna need to go back to slavery. Some of y'all need to have the whip and chains, because you can't follow instructions. Unruly.
Lisa, this is weird, because people keep coming into the room, and then I go to see, like Michael just came into the room, and he disappeared, like before I could bring him up or invite him up or anything. So there's still stuff going on. Yeah. Is there still stuff going on from last night?
Does anyone have a burner?
No, I don't. I can't afford a burner.
I don't. It might be shadow banned too, because I have a burner. Let me see if it's in the hallway. I always go to the house, y'all, because the hallway has been. No, I can see it in the hallway.
I don't know why it would be shadow burn.
It's not shadow banned. I can see it in the hallway on my burner. But anywho.
So yeah, anywho, we're having a good conversation, and I wanted to continue. It is so juicy.
You know what? It's not. You know what? I just looked. It doesn't show you if you did drop someone, because you had that naked guy on the stage, and
naked.
No, not if you drop them. It shows if you kick them. No, it shows if you remove somebody from the stage. Cause see how it says Tiffany Denise removed, Tiffany Denise reformed, removed, reformed. It shows if people are moved or kicked from the stage.
So she had a troll on stage that came up, and we removed them, and it doesn't show that we removed that troll.
Oh, well, maybe something's wrong with the app. But anywho, I mean, yeah, there may be something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't show.
Amari, you should try to ping him then.
I just sent them a message. I told them to try to do go in through the house. Oh my God, I just got a message.
But in the meantime, I would like to respond to the hallway.
I seen it. That's why I came in.
I would like to respond to the comments that were made in the video.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So first, from the person that was speaking, that was Nick Fuentes. I'm not really sure how another major recession a la 2008 would help make the country white. For example, there's technically more white individuals that are on food stamps just because of the sheer number of them. So that would not make the country white. That would contribute to making the country impoverished.
I think people are talking about his level of sacrifice, not that.
Well, so is he conjecturing? Because how would that happen? I don't understand illogical economic consideration. So I'll just respond as if I'm taking him seriously, which is to say that wouldn't happen. So I don't understand why that Nick Fuentes person would theorize that there would be some sort of sacrifice when literally people are sacrificing right now because they're poor. It's not a choice. It's a condition of their existence. That didn't sound right, but y'all know what I'm saying. So then I'll bring it into the other person with the other